All right, so just the other day, meaning yesterday, I finished the legs for the Lolo Bear pattern. And I thought maybe I should, record a little something about the fact that I have been working on this. I'm going to finish it up hopefully right now. The rest of it's all done to try and keep this monstrosity clean. Even though I've been working on it for on and off for a year. I've been keeping it in this one of my fiberfill bags so it wouldn't get super filthy. So I'm going to take it out of that and we will sew it together. Sew the legs on. So before we get to that, actually I do need to show you guys that I did actually make the arms. Haven't documented that yet as well. Yeah, and I sewed all of the pieces together. It was interesting, but it worked, mostly. It's so huge. But I guess that's what you get when you don't follow the pattern exactly, when you're like, I know, I'll make it bigger. I'll change things. You don't get exactly what the pattern said. Wow, I can't get this out. Oh, there we go, there we go. That's its face. So yeah, it's held right next to me so you guys can get a sense of scale. This is how big this is so far. Right, so what I'm gonna try is I'm gonna try using this ribbon that's really thick to actually just attach the legs in one spot. My reasoning being, these legs are so long. I'm sorry, I cannot show everything here. That I think they need to be opposable. They need to be able to sit up, if that makes sense. Make this animal sit up or stand up and just yeah, be able to move. And I don't think that my doll joints are big enough. I think that they would be able to come through, especially at the edges of these, the flower, the bobble stitches that make the flowers. I think it could just tear out. And I thought I could just maybe try using some huge buttons. And apparently I don't have huge buttons anymore. So instead, when I was trying to pull out this ribbon that's really thick, I ended up knocking all the buttons onto the floor. And yeah, women who are 36 and a half weeks pregnant and have just recently eaten should not be bending over picking up buttons, because oh my goodness, I feel a little sick now. But it's going to be fine. I'm going to figure out how to get this ribbon. I think what I want to do is just maybe just put it through one, down one side underneath and then up to the other side of the, the center of this flower, and kind of match that up with where that would be on the body, and then just kind of secure that, just one kind of loop from the leg into the body, and then tie it really tight, and then hopefully that'll get it tight enough that it stays, but also it's got enough movement that it's, yeah, that we can move the legs. We'll see. All right, so here we are trying to use this ribbon to attach it, the leg to the body. I'm just trying to find the right spot, and honestly, it worked out pretty well. This only works if you have a really sturdy ribbon. So go in here and weave in the ends, and everything was going great until this. Oh no! This is my favorite hook. Switching to vertical for the rest of this video, even though I know we're gonna have black bars on the side, and that's really terrible looking. We're switching because this thing just isn't going to fit if I try and do it horizontally, so you guys won't be able to see it. So let's give this a try. Okay, it still might not fit Look at that. Do you see how this thing is like? See if we can get our top of our heads to be the same. Top of our heads roughly the same. It's like, this thing is huge. This is so huge. Yeah, it's crazy. I think the ribbon mostly worked. Like, we've got an opposable leg here, which is good. What I don't like about it is I do have this big knot of it that you can kind of see. I don't know if I can get it tucked into the project well enough to like really hide it. But yeah, I think it needs the ability to be able to sit down, because otherwise it's just like, where is it gonna stand? It's just so huge. This thing is huge. Okay. Anyway, so I guess let's talk about this. All right. So the reason why I started working on this again, well, actually, let's just do the quick synopsis, right, of this whole project. So a friend of mine bought the Lolo Bear pattern by Heidi Bears, featured here, and didn't realize that they used really, really thin yarn in that pattern, and so she wanted to use Bernat blanket yarn. But, like, one of the hexagons would have been, like, as big as a dinner plate, probably, if it had been, like, an exact 1-to-1. So she asked me to help her figure out how to convert it, basically, into, like, Bernat blanket yarn, but not an exact 1-to-1. So it wouldn't, like, be crazy huge. It's still huge, obviously, but, you know, not as big as it would have been. So that's why I got started out on it, I think the beginning of like 2020. And so I figured out how to do the hexagons and the pentagons and kind of sent her the recipe for that. And then, like, just, I mean, I had other things to work on. Can you guys tell? Maybe I worked on other things in the year. Anyway, so then Christmas time was coming up, and I didn't know, like, if there was someone I necessarily wanted to give this to. It's different. It's not exactly, I mean, it's not my style. And also this is not obviously the exact pattern that Heidi Bears wrote. Hers would be a lot smaller, probably a lot prettier, because there's a lot more kind of detailing in it. And her flowers aren't 3D, which I think the 3D flowers are fun, but it can look a little bit weird, like here. Like, this kind of throws me off because it's like got like bear jowls or something like that. So that's maybe not the most flattering, but you know, I didn't know. We're just making stuff up, right? So I wasn't sure, like, do I want to give this to someone? And then one of my sisters said, let's do a white elephant gift exchange. And I thought, yeah, it's fun to give kind of cool gifts for white elephant gift exchanges. And so I thought, okay, if I can just get this done, you can't even see it. If I can just get it done, I could take it to the white elephant gift exchange. And that could be, you know, like, it'll be this huge package. No one's going to know what's in it. When they open it up, they're going to be super surprised. Like, I was thinking this will be really fun, right? And then I just didn't get it done. Didn't have time. So, yeah. So I had gotten all but the legs done before the white elephant gift exchange. And then I didn't make it, which kind of stunk. But so for the last little bit, I've just been working on making the hexagons, and figuring out kind of like the legs were kind of complex a little bit with how the sewing the foot together and everything works. This is what the foot looks like upside down. Anyway, it's really cool. If you guys have ever been interested in trying a Heidi Bears pattern, they're really fascinating. I would definitely recommend it. I would not say it's a beginner pattern. I would say definitely more advanced. You need to really pay attention to the changes in hook size and the like when she says to double strand things and things like that. So like it's an intermediate, probably to advanced pattern, but really fun and pretty cool to like watch it all kind of come like patchwork quilting together and everything like that. So I would recommend it. So yeah, that's kind of where we've been. So I finally got it done. And yeah, I'm going to switch to vertical again so you guys can actually see it while I talk. I've said before, this is a Heidi Bear's pattern. If you follow her pattern exactly, I think you're going to end up with a bear that's like 53 centimeters tall. So I think that's closer to like 20 inches, maybe a little bit bigger, but like still, that's like a decent size. Like I think my alpaca is like 19 inches tall. Let me see if I can pull it out without like tipping over everything else. Okay, that was intense. Yeah, so like the alpaca is like 19 inches tall. So, you know, so making a bear about this tall, like that's still a really good, like large, fun size. Obviously, I took the pattern, kind of played around with it a little bit, and made this huge teddy bear. And I hope if you guys are interested in Heidi Bear's patterns, all of her work, at least as far as I know, is in these like hexagon, pentagon shapes, and you sew them all together, which is really fascinating. A really cool way to make patterns. So I'd say definitely check her out. I hope that she is not offended that I kind of took the pattern and played with it and ran with it. I know myself as a pattern designer, it actually like brings me quite a lot of joy and kind of sparks my creativity when crocheters see something that I've made and think, oh, I could, you know, use it this way, or I could make it in this colorway, and then I get to see like you know, how my creativity sparked someone else's. Because, you know, I don't have time to make every animal in every colorway. I don't have, you know, and yeah, I don't have the creativity to do every variation of every animal or every pattern I've ever made. And so it's fulfilling for me to see other people kind of take an idea and run with it and just see. So this is the, I guess, first kind of official video for Old Soul Crochet Company here in the year 2020. So that's going to be my invitation, I would say, to everyone this year, is just let your creativity like run wild a little bit, you know, have fun. If you've been thinking about like, oh, I want to play with, you know, with this idea or with that idea, like you never know where something's going to lead you. So, you know, go ahead, give it a try. You know, even if it takes you an entire year to finish, like it took me an entire year to finish this because I was working on and off and whatnot. Like it's still rewarding to have finally finished something. And I've got a feeling that whomever I do end up giving this to is like going to absolutely love it. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful new year. Yeah, I don't know exactly when we're going to talk again because I haven't worked on anything other than this. Yeah, since Christmas, really. So we'll see. I'm going to hopefully have my son here in a couple of weeks. You guys can see, got this baby belly coming in nicely. He's growing well. He's healthy for all we can tell. So hopefully here in the next 4 weeks, I'll have a little one, which is crazy. And I'm really hoping that once I actually like meet him, I'll have an idea of what animal I want to crochet for him. Because I have been going back and forth and I just cannot pick. So yeah, so I'm hoping maybe once he's actually like in my arms and I can snuggle him, I'll have a better idea of what crochet animal needs to be his sidekick throughout his life. So we'll see. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well this year. Stay safe, stay happy, and we'll talk again soon. Yeah.